Well, Joe's run his small kitchen supply business with pride for 30 years. But one phone call has put it all at risk. Joe thought nothing of it when someone from a big building company placed an order. They provided ID, sent a copy of the credit card and paid the money. Then the bank called, and now he could lose everything.
Joe has his business in his heart and his heart in his business.
30 years. Believe it or not, 30 years too long, but 30 years, yeah.
The kitchen supply company has been operating out of this spot on the oldest highway in Australia, Parramatta Road in Sydney, for 3 decades. The store isn't glamorous, but it's still standing.
These days, Parramatta Road's literally a ghost town, and I've seen a lot of people come and go. It hasn't been easy.
Have you ever considered shutting up shop?
I've actually thought of it a few times, and I'm almost thinking it on a daily basis now.
As if times aren't tough enough for small businesses, especially those in bricks and mortar retail, Joe's now in a battle with his bank. And if he loses, it could cost him everything.
They're bullying me, trying to literally send me bankrupt.
Joe manages the commercial orders here at Complete Kitchenware. His dad, 87-year-old Frank, takes care of customer repairs.
What do you love so much about working in the business with Joe, helping him out?
I like because my son, that's the most important one.
In 2019, Joe was scammed and his small business is still paying the price.
I got a phone call from a reputable building company called ProBuild. They told us that one of their suppliers have let them down if we can help them out because they were doing a fit out and they needed equipment to finish the fit out. I said, not a problem. He gave me a list of everything he needed and I wrote everything down, sent him a quote. He emailed me and said, look, thank you very much, we'll go ahead with this.
At the time, construction giant ProBuild was working on 18 major projects across Australia worth around $5 billion.
He sent me a copy of his driver's licence, he sent me a copy of his credit card, and he also sent me a copy, a signed certificate or documentation from a justice of the peace.
Joe then took the payment for $104,000 over the phone via an HSBC-issued credit card.
After the 5th transaction, it came up with insufficient funds on the card and he said, look, I'll get the office to top up the credit card. We'll put the balance onto the credit card tonight. We'll give you a call tomorrow.
True to his word, the balance was paid the following day.
Well, they called me. Can we pick up the stock? And I said, yep, I've paid everybody. I went to my suppliers, they picked up the equipment.
The deal was done.
And the deal was done.
Days later, Joe received a call from his bank, Westpac, explaining the transactions were fraudulent after ProBuild's bank, HSBC, cancelled the payment. ProBuild claims it didn't authorise the transaction.
We deal with construction companies, we deal with builders, we deal with all different types of people in the past. And, this has never happened to me before.
4 months later, ProBuild plunged into administration after its South African parent company withdrew all its financial support in Australia.
What did you think when you heard ProBuild had collapsed?
I was shocked when I saw it. What I think is they knew they were going into voluntary administration, and that was a debt that they didn't want to have over their heads.
This is where Joe's story takes another turn for the worse. Westpac has since been pressuring the small business owner to return all the money, which the bank reduced to $94,000.
I was the innocent guy in all this. I'm left there holding the candle, and I'm the one that's got a cop a loss.
Westpac profited $6.99 billion this year. Global bank HSBC posted a profit of $37.79 billion in 2023. So why should Joe foot the bill?
This is a drop in the ocean for a big bank, but for this business, it is their livelihood. It's David v Goliath.
Lawyer Elias Tabshuri.
The banks can't simply pass on the responsibilities that they have to ensure the safe transfer of monies onto customers. It's not fair. They can put in place measures to ensure this doesn't happen. it's simply going to cost them more. But at the end of the day, it's better that it costs them more than it costs small business owners their livelihoods and ultimately their ability to trade.
Last month, Westpac locked Joe's bank account, preventing him from accessing deposits made by customers and making it difficult for Joe to run his business.
They've bounced all my monthly commitments. We're talking about insurances, car loans, business loans, mortgages, everything.
It's been 5 years of fighting. You must be exhausted.
After 5 years, I'm pretty tired and I just don't want to continue anymore.
So Joe's offered Westpac a deal.
They agreed to accept $70,000 of the debt, right? But they want to pay either all up front or they want $11,000 a month for the next 6 months. Look, there's no way that I can give them $11,000 plus a month, plus all my other commitments, plus my home loan and business loans, and I just can't.
What do you make of all the trouble that Joe's having with Westpac, with his bank?
Well, that's, I didn't expect anything like that, but God knows what's going to be, you know. I hope he gets everything right for peace of mind more than anything else. My life is my family, that's all it is, nothing else.
You're a good dad.
Well, I do what I can.
Joe's getting by with the support of his wife Judy and his daughters Diana and Mia. But the stress is taking its toll. Amongst the knickknacks in this humble store is Joe's life's work, and he doesn't want to lose it all to the bank.
If someone had rung me just out of the blue and I've picked up the phone and done this over the phone without any of the information I got, you know what? Well, that's my fault. I get it. But it wasn't done like that. It's either their way or the highway. And that's how they are. They don't care.
And we hope to work with Westpac to get Joe a better deal, but Westpac's not interested, taking 4 days to send us a generic response. Westpac claims it works with its customers to help manage repayments. But Joe begs to differ. If we judge a business by how it treats its customers, Westpac just gave us a fair look.